I've come across a lot of students of Haitian origin in Philly over the years, and they should really know like how important their people really are. Well, there are people, but they're people. You see what I'm trying to say? Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Toussaint Louverture, Boukman Dutty, who actually was Jamaican but was in Haiti at the time, or Saint Domingue as they called it at the time. Cecil Fatiman, Henri Christophe, and others who were involved with the Haitian Revolution's beginning. Trinidad and Tobago, another island, home to Kwame Ture, known for another Howard University graduate like Stephanie over there, and and my younger sister Sabira also went to Howard. Made the slogan Black Power popular. SNCC member and great Pan-Africanist. Tony Martin, who was responsible for documenting a lot of the work that was done in the UNIA ACL over the years, and wrote several books about that and about Garvey and others. C.L.R. James, we published, I mentioned the Haitian Revolution, so C.L.R. James, one of his famous books is Black Jacobins, about the Haitian Revolution. Henry Sylvester Williams, one of the first organizers of the first Pan-African Congress, along with Du Bois and others. And George Padmore, another great Pan-Africanist that actually was involved with the Communist Party, but was very clear that he was an African first, and to the point where the Communist Party tells him that he has to stop speaking out and writing propaganda against Great Britain during, I believe, World War II, and start speaking out against Germany. Well, Padmore says, well, Germany doesn't have any African colonies. Great Britain does, so no, I will not stop talking about them. So they tell him, well, you have to leave. He said, okay, fine. I'm an African first, I'm a communist second, but I'm gonna be true to my people. Even so-called Latinos must be included in this Pan-Africanist conversation. I don't think that a language barrier should not exclude millions of people from their African heritage, as the United States and other Western powers would like to do. This is a somewhat sophisticated form of divide and conquer based on language differences. Juan Almeida is an example. He was one of the brothers that was part of the group that overthrew the U.S.-backed Batista regime in Cuba in 1959, more famously led by Fidel Castro and Che Guevara. Then there are those in places like Dominican Republic, brothers like Carlos Cooks, who was a active member and leader in the UNIA ACL, born in the Dominican Republic. In Puerto Rico, there are people like Arturo Schomburg, was the Schomburg Center for History and Research in Harlem, still to this day. Schomburg writes "The Negro Digs Up His Past," the essay in the New Negro, edited by Lane Locke, Central High School grad here in Philly. This essay would later greatly influence the trajectory of Dr. John Henrik Clarke. And we can ask the question, like, where would a lot of us be now in terms of Pan-Africanism and the promotion of an African-centered worldview had it not been for the efforts of Dr. Clarke and his contemporaries? And what if this brother that was born in Puerto Rico, that was African, had not wrote that essay as a result of him understanding his African heritage? Also, there's a theory that I'm trying to work through that ties right into this. So I have a theory that I don't know if it's been promoted before by others. It probably has, because it seems quite basic. Actually, there's nothing groundbreaking about it. But I call it geographic exemplar displacement, or GED, acronym GED. So the way I define this is, I define geographic exemplar displacement as the attempt by a power structure to take advantage of the human desire to identify with those inhabiting similar geographic origins by providing them with highly publicized exemplars that have ideologies very consistent with the neo-colonial power structure, while simultaneously proactively erasing from history those exemplars that possessed and promoted ideologies that would cause conflict with this oppressive power structure. The goal is to minimize any and all opportunities to ever become aware of figures that were revolutionary and did not bow down. This is not limited to entertainers, but these individuals are very readily utilized to achieve this goal. I'll give you an example. I don't know how many of us listen to rap music, so it's probably best that you don't.
You can't help it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So I'll use an entertainer. I'll create this it's a dichotomy basically. Some would argue that maybe there shouldn't be a dichotomy, but I think in this case there is a dichotomy and it should be one. So I don't think it's a false dichotomy at all. But for example, we